Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1, and it happened again yesterday. A big jump in the national debt. And I know you're saying, no, not again, I can't stand another one of these videos. But let me explain a few things. We went over $33 trillion, and it's probably 33 trillion, 45 billion right now in debt. Now we have a lot of other debts that's unfunded, but let's just talk about that debt. We went $1 trillion increase in 3 months. It's unheard of. I have no words to describe the irresponsibility by our federal representatives. And really, I don't call them representatives. They're overlords because they don't represent us. They're driving us into the ground economically. $1 trillion in 3 months. They project by the end of the decade we'll be like $50 trillion in debt, and that's hogwash. Those numbers are so wrong because the numbers they've been giving us up to this point are double what they're saying in the deficit spending. So I don't believe that. How much is $1 trillion? $1 trillion. Let's say you're standing there with a pile of $1 bills, $1 bills behind you, and you got to pay $1 trillion. And you grab the stack and you boom, boom, and every second you pay $1 down. Bam, 1, 2. In your mind, how many years would it take you to pay $1 trillion? Think. This is your time to guess. In your head, get a number. All right, you got a number in your head. This is the answer. 31,710 years. That is the equivalent of 1 trillion seconds. 31,710 years. We can't comprehend that. And remember, our debt just topped $33 trillion. I hope they can fix it. Right now, they're going to maybe have a government shutdown. They got to get a budget, and it's not a balanced budget, it's just a budget. And they have to come together. I don't think they'll ever come together to at least balance the budget. I don't even think that's a possibility with our representatives. Truly, if they try to balance the budget, I believe it would collapse the economy. It would cause us to go into a Great Depression, which we will be going into a Great Depression. Just hold on. A year from now, maybe 2 years from now, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. But we're going downhill and we're gaining speed in our destruction. The thing that's kept us alive is the petrodollar. The Federal Reserve note has been needed by every country to trade for oil. And a lot of other major trade deals were done in US dollars. So everyone had to go out and get the US dollar. Now with the BRICS nation coming online, people are realizing we don't need to use the US dollar. So when all of those dollars overseas come crashing home, it's going to cause hyperinflation. And as you go grocery shopping or buy gas, you're seeing inflation, and that's nothing. Be happy for these days. We're going to look back and say, oh, those were still the good days. If you look at oil prices right now, they're going sky high. They're in the 90s for Western crude and for Brent. Could strike over 95. That is for a few reasons. First of all, President Biden has stopped exploration, has stopped pipelines from being made, has stopped actual oil being pumped from the ground. We used to supply all our oil, and we could still do that if the policymakers said, hey, we need to become energy independent. We're not energy independent. We're, other people are providing us a resource that we could come up with ourselves that could create jobs. But I think it's a planned assault on our economy. I think it's a planned attack on our way of life. So look at oil prices. They're scooting higher and higher. And when oil goes up, it makes inflation go up. So we're going to see high inflation. I've been getting reports from farmers that are telling me that, I don't even want to tell you what they say the price of hamburger and steak is going to be in the next year. It's high enough where I don't sort of believe it, but they're saying they're seeing it when they sell their cows, how much they're getting for their cow. So that's just another inflation. You need to protect yourself. Some of you are saying, Dave, I'm barely making it, and I understand that. So I tell you, first of all, get out of debt. Or stop. Let's not get into any more debt. First step, no more debt. Try to get by. And the buddy that works on my vehicles told my son that he has seen more and more people get junker cars and having them work on it. He says he's covered up. People are not throwing away a junker. They're actually trying to keep them running. And that goes back to people don't have money to buy even a used car. So I find that very interesting. People are stone cold broke and they need transportation. So they're driving things. My son said, some of the cars I'm asked to work on, he said they should be crushed. Not worked on, but that's all people have. So how are you going to protect yourself? No additional debt. Get out of debt. Let's get back to gold and silver. I don't sell gold and silver to you. I don't even tell you where to go to get gold and silver. But I was a silver guy, and I didn't have a lot. I had enough to pay property taxes and a little bit. I think gold is getting more important. If you think back, how much gold has been mined through all of history, all of the eternity. How much gold has been taken out of the ground? I want you to come up with a number. It's a pretty large number. It is 201,000 tons. 201,000 tons. Most of that gold is still in existence because after it's mined, it's hard to get rid of. So how much is that? Look at an Olympic-sized swimming pool. The figures are roughly, and there's a few sources I came from, but roughly 2.5 to 3.5 Olympic swimming pools if you melted all the gold down and filled them up. So for this argument, let's say there's 3 swimming pools. That's right in the center. 3 Olympic swimming pools. That's all in the whole world. So if you took that and tried to back $300 trillion in world debt, the price of gold is sky high. Sky high. So I think gold is going to go up as our economy crashes. That's why I think having gold, I'm going to step into that realm to protect my assets, to protect my wealth, to have something to give to my children. And the biggest reason I want gold is I want to pay property taxes. During the Great Depression, people lost homes, farms, businesses because they could not pay their property taxes. The local government and other governments are still going to be around, and they're going to be looking how to generate revenue because they're not bringing in as much. So how are you going to protect your wealth? How are you going to protect your house, or if you have property? Silver, I think, will be there, but I think gold is where the answer is. If you look at every country that has collapsed, that gold price compared to silver price. So I don't want to, depress people and say, Dave, I barely put food on the table. And I understand that. But if you're in a position where you could get some gold, I think it's going to be very valuable. Another thing I'm thinking of is I've actually have a couple friends, and I've asked them, how much you owe on your house? The reason that is, if you have extra money and you can get gold, and gold explodes, you might be able, for a few gold coins bought now, redeem that and pay their house off. Is it your responsibility to help a friend? Yeah, I think so. If you're a Christian and you can do that and you're not hurting financially yourself, I think you should do that. So, speculating now on $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 now, could I bless someone in the future and keep their house? Because gold is going to explode. Gold could be $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 an ounce. That's going to create hyperinflation. It's going to create a collapse in the United States. Some people are saying, Dave, you're doom and glooming it today. This is reality. When you spend $1 trillion in 3 months, you better have a safety plan for the collapse. Do I like talking about this? No, but I have to warn you. You can put your head back, under the covers and say, oh, I'm fine. You will not be fine. When the world realizes they don't need the dollar, it will collapse, and you need to be ready. I tell you, hey, you got to have food and water and shelter, security, and that's for any natural disaster. Or most of the time right now, I'm getting people saying, Dave, thank you for pushing this because we lost an income. My wife got laid off, or I got laid off, but we were fine because we had a year's supply of food put back. And I will tell you, look at a year's supply of food bought 3 years ago. You're not even going to come close to buying that today with the inflation that exists out there. So think about gold. I'm going to talk about it more. I think it's getting more and more important. Also want to address the strikes that are happening. There's a lot of major strikes going on. And one of the biggest things is people are saying, hey, my wages need to go up to keep up with inflation. You can't look at the official numbers. Inflation's running 20% easily. What was it? Ranch salad dressing, I think it was Walmart brand, the small container. I think I paid 99 cents for it like a year and a half ago. I picked up another one, it was $1.99. That's 100% rate of inflation. So do not listen to the official numbers. They're all cooked. They're malarkey. But a lot of you have done a great job on making sure your family will be taken care of, making sure that maybe you can help your neighbors and be a blessing to people. As I talk about gold, it's sort of funny. I don't know if it's mentioned a lot, but I think in Revelation it's mentioned about streets of gold. So that's what God puts the value of gold on. Well, you're going to walk on them. You're going to put your dirty feet on them. You know, down here, I think they have a legitimate purpose. If you look through all of history, what was it? Gold coins. If you were digging in your yard right now and you discovered a bunch of gold coins, you'd go crazy. You'd be like, yes, because you knew they would have value. You know, throw away the historical value or the collector's value. The coin itself, if it's pure gold, would have extreme value. So I need to talk about it more. And I know some people can't afford gold. Some people can't afford silver right now. No new debt. Get out of debt. If you can do that, you can take care of your family. If you can take care of your family, you can be a blessing to others. And that's the whole point. If you're a Christian, you have to be saying, what can I do? You know, I'm awake. I listen to Dave. I listen to everyone else. I listen to the Holy Spirit. I understand the economy. I know bad times are coming. So I'm prepared to take care of my family. That's the responsible thing to do. That's biblical. And after you do that, there's other people out there that's going to need help. Are you prepared to take care of them? And don't say, oh, they're not my responsibility. Don't say that. If you're a Christian, you know the Holy Spirit is going to lead you to help people. And it's better to be prepared now so you will be able to help them. And don't just say, I'm going to help them when everything crashes. People need help now. So make sure, if you're blessed, that you can help people right now. They need it. If you don't think they need it, your eyes are not open, you're not listening, you're not looking, you will see a lot of people are hurting financially. It's going to get worse. Sorry for the doom and gloom. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.